Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, hold on to your hats because what has just been reported is nothing short of a potential game changer for the Steelers and the entire AFC North. It's about a trade that could reshape the landscape of the division, a move that has been quietly gaining momentum and has the potential to set the tone for the NFL's future. And no, I'm not talking about just any quarterback addition. We're talking about Anthony Richardson, a player whose name has been buzzing around NFL circles lately, especially with the recent speculation that he might be traded from the Indianapolis Colts to none other than our beloved Steelers. Let's set the scene for a moment. The Steelers, as many of you know, have been in search of that franchise quarterback for quite some time now. It's a story that's familiar, a team with a rich history of success. Yet somehow, the quarterback position has remained a bit of a puzzle. We've seen the likes of Ben Roethlisberger retire, leaving a void that's been difficult to fill. The Steelers have tried options like Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and even brought in veteran quarterbacks such as Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in hopes of finding that spark, that consistency. But let's be honest, none of those solutions have truly solidified the QB position in a way that makes Pittsburgh feel comfortable heading into the postseason. And that's where the current situation with Aaron Rodgers enters the conversation. Yes, Rodgers brings leadership, experience, and a certain veteran stability that can elevate the team in the short term. But everyone knows, especially Steelers fans, that Rodgers' presence is more of a stopgap than a long-term solution. His career trajectory suggests that 2025 could be his final NFL season, and after that, the Steelers need to turn the page. That's why the whispers about Anthony Richardson are so intriguing. The Colts, who drafted Richardson with high hopes, seem to be cooling on him. Despite his tantalizing athletic gifts, Indianapolis didn't name him the clear starter heading into the new season. That's a red flag for many NFL insiders. It signals that the Colts might be ready to move on, to look for different options, or to reset their quarterback pipeline, especially with the 2026 draft class reportedly loaded with talent. So, what makes Richardson such an appealing target for the Steelers? Well, first off, you have to understand that Richardson is a raw talent, no doubt about it. He's still developing as a passer, but what he offers in terms of athleticism is off the charts. We're talking about a quarterback with elite mobility, someone who can extend plays with his legs, create chaos for defenses, and turn broken plays into big gains. That kind of dual-threat ability is something the Steelers have been missing for a long time. Pittsburgh's offense has always been built around a solid running game and a strong defense, but the quarterback who can truly threaten defenses on the ground, that's been a missing piece. Imagine Mike Tomlin coaching a player like Richardson. We all know Tomlin's track record of extracting maximum effort and talent from his players, especially on defense, but pairing him with a young, athletic quarterback like Richardson could be exactly what the team needs to jumpstart the offense. Richardson's potential upside is enormous. He's a project, yes, but with the right coaching, he could develop into a dynamic playmaker who can make the Steelers a more unpredictable and dangerous team. And let's not forget, the Steelers' offense has been somewhat predictable lately. Opposing defenses have figured out how to contain them, especially when it comes to passing. Richardson's athleticism could be that X factor that keeps defenses honest and opens up the entire playbook. Now, some might argue that the Steelers have hesitated to go all in on athletic quarterbacks in the past, citing the Justin Fields situation as a cautionary tale. But the NFL landscape is evolving rapidly. The league is full of talented quarterbacks who can beat you with their arms and legs. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. And if the Steelers want to contend seriously, they have to find someone who can match that level of talent. Richardson, despite being a bit unpolished as a passer, has the physical tools to develop into that kind of player. The Steelers' infrastructure, their coaching staff, and their organizational culture are built to develop young talent. It's about giving Richardson the right environment to grow. And let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. The Colts, by considering a trade involving Richardson, might be acknowledging that they've reached a crossroads. They drafted him with high hopes, but his development has been slower than expected. Moving him could be a way to reset, acquire draft capital, and rebuild around a different signal caller in 2026. Indianapolis has been trying to find stability at quarterback, but if Richardson isn't seen as the future, trading him makes sense. They could draft a new quarterback in the first round of 2026, stockpile picks, and create a fresh start. For the Steelers, this trade could be a bold statement. It's a commitment to building around a young, athletic quarterback who, with the right coaching, could become a star. Mike Tomlin has shown time and time again that he can develop players and get the most out of them. The defense in Pittsburgh is already among the best in the league. And now, with Richardson's mobility and playmaking ability, the offense could transform into a truly dynamic unit. Imagine Richardson running RPOs, making plays with his legs, and throwing downfield to receivers who can stretch the field. That's a nightmare for defenses and a huge step forward for Pittsburgh's offensive identity. Of course, there are some questions. Richardson is still a work in progress as a passer, and the transition to the NFL can be challenging for a player with his skill set. But the potential upside far outweighs the risks, especially for a team that's been stuck in neutral at the quarterback position for too long. The Steelers have the coaching staff, the culture, and the veteran leadership to help him grow. And in the long run, securing a quarterback like Richardson could propel them back into Super Bowl contention. Looking at the AFC North, this potential trade could shift the balance of power. The division is already stacked with talent: Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, Josh Allen in Buffalo, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, and Justin Herbert in Los Angeles. To stand toe-to-toe with those quarterbacks, the Steelers need someone who can elevate their game. Richardson's physical tools give him that potential, and with the right development, he could become a game-changer. Pittsburgh's history shows that they don't shy away from taking risks on talented players, especially at the most important position in football. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, what about the timing? Is this really feasible? Well, with the NFL trade market being so active, and the Colts possibly wanting to rebuild or reset their quarterback situation, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The trade negotiations could hinge on draft picks, future assets, and how both teams see their long-term plans. But what's clear is that this kind of move would send shockwaves throughout the league. It would signal that Pittsburgh is serious about contending again, and that they're willing to take bold steps to do so. So, Steelers fans, the big takeaway here is that the potential trade for Anthony Richardson isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could define the franchise's future. It's about investing in youth, athleticism, and upside. It's about finally giving the fans a quarterback who can be the face of the franchise for years to come, someone who can grow with the team and help them reclaim their place among the NFL's elite. It's a bold, risky move, sure, but if it pays off, it could be remembered as one of the best decisions in Steelers history. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Richardson has what it takes to be the future of the Steelers? Would you be willing to see a bold move like this happen? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below because your voice matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and news, so stay tuned for all the latest Pittsburgh Steelers information. This is the place to be for passionate fans who want to stay ahead of the game and support their team through thick and thin. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Steelers!